I'm assuming you're going to share as everybody all your
Yes.
observations. So it's
Of
very
course.
clear
Yes.
that the other people are mobilizing for an offensive action. Particularly anybody who is physically fit. Everybody else is quickly getting out of that region to pre-arranged escape routes. So you seem to have triggered a well-rehearsed or well-known cultural response to an immediate incursion or threat. Um, but the young man who is holding the gun and the axe is, you know, uh, uh, does a recovery and says, puts up his hand, the one with the gun, and says, wait, and is looking at Machala and says, explain yourself right now, Albert.
Yeah, calm down, calm down. We are not here to hurt you.
Saying we.
Yes, I do use a we on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We are not here to hurt you. Uh, we are here to look for
Help. Tim.
help. Yeah, help. That's
Talk to Timmy.
we are here to help. We are here to look for help. We have learned that some people that they are not part of the society, showing the location of the city, which I probably know where it is.
Yeah.
And we are trying to meet these people and just so we can talk, help each other if we can. And this is a token of what's our great. If you are these people, this is a token of what we can start talking about, showing the papers on the ground.
He says, uh, he says, quiet, everybody, to everybody out there, and he said, and his voice gets really intent, and he says, don't joke with me. Are you saying the children of dirt have come, are here?
I'm not sure, but
Say we are
maybe
from Earth.
we are not from here.
Earth?
Wait, Earth or of dirt? I didn't understand.
A perfectly reasonable translation, actually.
Yeah.
Ah, true. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, we are dirt people. Yes.
We do eat dirt, but I'm not sure what you mean, but we are not from here. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, this body is, but yeah.
He says you're the he basically drops his gun, drops his act, looks like a young hippie god from Woodstock as he puts his arms up in the air and turns to everybody else and says, they're here, they're here, the children have come, they're friends of Timmy's.
Yes.
They're friends.
Yes, we are.
No.
Timmy's friends have come at last. And then he remembers something, and he turns around and says, uh, uh, I'm, I have to think it to get this phrase just right. He remembers something, turns around, and he looks kind of stern again, kind of serious again, and says, "Say the words."
Mashal?
He-
Mashal?
he-
I
Mashal is
think they. I
Mashal
think
said
they want Mark and friends.
he has a further clarification of the words that he wants, and he says, "Oh, he says, up and away."
Why does-
He wants a response from you. He says, "Say the words."
Up and away, motherfucker.
Okay, this is something that I this is something from an English. Um,
Movie.
yeah, no, but it says but I'm from China, so I probably don't know anything about up and away. But
I'm
the ones of
actually.
you
I think
who-
people in China probably know this too, but I'm going to give you roles for this.
Pump it up.
Are we gonna have to do cunning or memory or what are we going to?
The only relevant one would be history,
Yes, I have it.
I'm not good at history.
history or cultures, and
Suck it.
possibly memory as a helper.
Memory.
Memory can help.
I have cultures. I'm a culture person.
I'm a cultural person, right?
Yes.
Memory I should take. Memory I take.
Incredible.
+1,
Great,
+1,
great.
mhm,
Great.
+3.
I could take memory, right?
Yeah. We all know how well you did on memory last time.
Oh yeah. That's this is inferior.
Oh,
so-
well, okay. So that's
I-
going to actually be -1. So +2 dice for your cultures roll
So
for Albert.
6.
I'm upgrading my
Eight
memory.
dice.
It doesn't help.
I know.
It's irritating. Yeah.
Time to
Fair,
get
fair.
cheating dice.
Mhm.
7, 8. That sucks.
How is it, Nathan? What a face.
Feeble.
No.
I got another 4.
What is
I can't believe you
fever?
got a poor, or you got a feeble on. You rolled 1,000,000 4s, 5s, and 6s.
Yes,
Oh.
my karma is back.
Ah, okay.
Oh well, we fucked.
Instead of quoting the famous Superman radio show for truth, justice, and the American way,
But
instead of that, you say something that's probably appropriate to one of the Captain Marvel movies of the same era. You say Shazam instead. So it's the wrong reference.
well,
It's nice meeting you.
do I get it's from a movie? With a fever?
You get that it is some kind of reference to some kind of popular culture from that era, and even that's giving you almost a little too much credit for that role. But
So
I'm almost
What
tempted.
is
Sounds like I
I'm
know
almost
it's some
tempted to make you-
superhero, but who?
Yeah, it's. I'm almost tempted to have like made you give a like 70s response, like your mama or something like that. But the point is that no, you have failed dramatically
That's
to say the words. And in yet another mood swing, the young man goes for the axe.
so I'm just going to try to persuade him that I'm coming from further away from this time. I mean, compared to the reference or what he's talking about. Because if I got it's a reference, I can make a case saying that it's not from my time.
Would anybody like to do any psychic powers to keep Albert and, by extension, the rest of you killed by a blow to the head from an axe?
Oh,
Because Albert
that's
doesn't
okay.
seem to be dodging.
Uh,
Is
I
all
don't
I
know.
just want to let you
Trying
know.
to get
Maybe
persuade him.
maybe it's time. Oh yeah, you can persuade all you want to. Everybody roll. Everybody roll their initiative, please. Their quickness.
I really, I wanted to ask about my powers, but no.
There's
Quick.
nothing that would help.
I want to use my powers.
Just what?
Our
Yes.
first initiative.
Everybody
It
can
was-
tell
it
me
was
what they
quickness,
do when
right?
their turn comes.
It was quickness, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Incredible.
I'm pathetic.
Poor.
I'm
Oh,
pathetic.
spice. And it's really
We
spice,
are not
really-
quick thinkers.
Oh, no,
Helma,
okay.
did you say good
Quick.
for Claire?
We are clever. We are good at listening,
Okay,
but we
this
are
is-
not fast.
This
We are
is
slow as
this is 6 characters that I have to do, and it's hard for me to keep track. So let's do this a little bit more methodically. Ola, can you tell me where Nyansu came in?
Incredible.
Incredible. So that is quite good.
Quite good.
And well, it's incredible.
incredible.
Obviously, yes. And so Claire, I believe, came in at good, right?
Yes. Good.
Nadja is at poor, and then I believe Margaret had 2. Was that correct? Feeble? Did I hear that correctly, or what was it? Or pathetic?
1.
Right. Okay. So pathetic. So that's Margaret, and the last person I need to know is Albert.
Pathetic.
Oh,
One.
also okay.
1, 2.
Nyansu, what
It's
do
you and me, Nathan.
Nyansu, what do you do?
I will try to. Probability travel.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
That basically means that the way I remember it, it kind of affects. I'm remembering this wrong. To check the rules.
No, I've got the rules. You go ahead.
It was something that affected the probability of something happening,
Right.
right?
You can travel to an alternate universe where a certain recent event did not necessarily happen. You can force one roll that was made the previous turn to be done over.
We haven't really made any
do-over.
rolls.
Well, I
Yeah,
want
it
you
is,
to.
but we.
Like the remember thing that's
Yes.
got it in trouble.
Yeah, but that
You
we
can
haven't
you can
made any
have
rolls
you can
yet.
have you can basically permit Nathan to re-roll
Reroll what?
his
hasn't rolled anything.
his roll to
Memory.
say
Oh,
the right
yeah,
words.
yeah.
Memorize
Yes.
words.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
With the fresh memory of this is supposed to be Superman, or do we?
Can I?
No, we
Okay.
don't
First
keep-
of all, you must tell the player in
7.
charge what the cost is, which is 2.
2.
So Nathan now knows the cost is 2. You must subtract the cost from agility, dexterity, stamina, or strength from Machal.
I don't have the characteristic from Machal.
Don't worry. Just tell me what you
Okay.
drain it from. I know.
The
Highest one.
highest one, I guess.
The highest one for her is going to be dexterity.
Maybe strength then.
Ooh. Okay.
What is our strength?
Her strength is just
Crazy.
passable.